And on now is the punter, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And this will be touched by a member of the kicking team inside the 20, and it's at the 17-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Now, they were intercepted the first time they had the football, but now they get it back, and it's still 0-0.
And because of that, you know what the thought process is? Interception. One interception. It didn't really happen because they gave up no points. So go back on the attack. Go back and run the offense you believe will be successful. Find your playmakers and give them the football.
A big change in field position there. That's 40 yards on the catch and run. So the big play gets them across midfield now for 1st and 10. They run with Hines. And an alley to run. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first. One thing that's great about watching him run, Charles, he doesn't hesitate. He got to the left side of his O-line and just went.
So there's two ways to look at that. One, just absolutely unconcerned, just takes off and goes. But more the latter, I think, which is he has absolute confidence in the guys in front of him, the guys doing the blocking for him. He just takes it and goes with abandon.
Here's Hines. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down. Bear in mind, that wasn't a big lineman back there for the tackle for loss. That was a cornerback.
So are you saying the myth has been shattered? That all of them are not just cover corners? Some of them actually will stick their nose in and tackle when necessary? That's what we just saw, isn't it?
Ready. 60 on. Record. Under 10. 10. He's checking. Crash. Slam. Check 13. Alert 3. Alert 3. 61. Max box. Watch it.
They go with Chubb on 2nd down. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain that time, and it leaves him with 3rd and 11 coming up. You don't see that a ton, do you? A cornerback coming over to the middle of the field to make a run tackle.
That's someone with a ton of confidence to feel like nothing is pressuring him on his side of the field. Sees that the ball's moved to the middle and just sprints over there to help out. He ends up getting the tackle. Well played.
I got you.
On 3rd down, Vick. He'll check this down to Hines. And he's going to be stopped well short of what he needed as the tackle is made at the 18-yard line. Just a 1-yard pickup on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down. So on 4th down, Adam Gase turns to the field goal unit. From the right hash, it's a 35-yard attempt. And his kick is right there. It's good. And that'll make it 3-0 here in the first. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive, and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win 1st down. You win 2nd down. And guess what? You start accumulating 1st downs, and that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
So the big play moves them all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45.
Check 50. Topper. Bang.
They'll look to throw. Buying time to his left. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Now following the sack, they'll come up here on a 2nd down and 12.
Stop your body.
They'll run with Hunt on 2nd down. And it looks like a pickup of 6. That leaves him with 7 yards to go on 3rd down.
You got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. He'll look to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10. On 1st down, they'll run with Hunt. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. A nice pickup of 6 there to get him closer to the end zone, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
At the 1-yard line.
On the ready.
2nd and goal from the 1.
I'm coming.
They'll try to run this one in. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. He could muster only a yard there, and they'll be left with a 3rd and very short.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
Tighten up. Pull it together.
Hey!
58, boys, 58, come on. It's just me and you.
Get it!
On 3rd down, Hamilton, and he is into the end zone for a touchdown. A great effort there with his first career NFL touchdown. And his guys have taken the lead. Able to punch it in on 3rd down makes it easier for those guys on the sideline. They didn't have a 4th down decision to make.
Yeah, could you feel the exhale? Because they were already thinking ahead, as all the good coaching staffs do. Anticipating, will we have to make the call? They already had it lined up. Never even got to it.
And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
First down and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. Just, I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. From the gun, Vick got his man there, complete to Gallup. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down. The last catch nearly got him a first, but it did not, and they'll try to convert on 3rd and inches. Now it's Hines. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Call that a gain of 11.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
Back to the ground. This time it's Chubb. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup. I think you mentioned in the opening drive that these guys needed to establish the run, protect the young QB. Actually wrote that down, believe it or not. So how would you assess things so far?
I'm kind of touched that you actually wrote something like that down. I appreciate that, partner. But I do think they've been able to do that. Maybe not as effectively as they wanted to, but I think we'll see more of as this game goes along because they want to continue to take care of that young QB. Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
This offense so far on 3rd down, they've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. 2 minutes to play in this first half. 7-3 our score. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
The 20. And he's into the end zone for the receiving touchdown. Nyheim Hines, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And his guys are going to retake the lead. Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover him? And you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his hands. Oftentimes makes people miss, gets that run after the catch, and off he goes.
And into the end zone. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
They'll take over 1st down and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. Dancing to his left. And now he'll let this one go deep, back over the middle. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted, thrown back across his body. Eddie Jackson picks it, and he's going to return it to the 21-yard line.
I think that interception happened for 2 reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open, otherwise just don't do it.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. 16 yards right off the bat and a 1st down. I don't know what this says about me, but I love successful runs up the middle when the blocking is so well executed like that.
And it doesn't matter whether it's zone blocking, whether it's a power scheme. When you have a blocker on a defender and the running back can read it, find the proper hole, and just go, it's sometimes a thing of beauty.
Now whistles here, and we've got a man down. Man down on the field. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Check, 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 check. Check, check, check.
Working out of the gun, Michael Vick. And he gets it to his running back, Nick Chubb. It's a gain of 9 yards. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
The last catch nearly got him a first, but it did not, and they'll try to convert on 3rd and inches.
Here we go again. Here we go again.
Operating from the gun. Vick finding Gabriel, complete. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. Well, they only needed a small gain on 3rd down. They end up getting over 30 yards.
First and 10 at the 20-yard line.
So a big play as it gets them all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10. A run for Nick Chubb, and he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13.
Check 3, check 3. 36, go,
From the gun, it's a give to Chubb, and able to work his way down to the 16. It's a 7-yard pickup. They'll be looking now to 3rd and 6.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
And now they'll take a timeout defensively. After the 2nd down play, they burn the timeout, making them sweat out the final few ticks here in the 2nd quarter.
You better be afraid. You better be afraid.
On 3rd down, it's Hines, and they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. And his kick is good. So we have reached halftime in what's a 6-point game at the break. As it's time now to send you back stateside to Orlando, Florida, and check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3.
Come on, baby, let's go. Get excited. Let's go, let's go.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on 2nd and less than a yard. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Hunt. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
On first down, it's Hunt. In on the stop, the former Georgia Bulldog, Roquan Smith.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. And they'll send out their punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And look at this. It's a fake. And the gamble pays off. They get the first. So they snap it straight to the up man. What's his responsibility? Normally, obviously, just to protect, but he's got to be a guy that can be pretty agile too, right?
Yeah, without a doubt, because you're talking about a guy, even in protection, he may have to slide up and down the line of scrimmage to pick up someone who comes through trying to block a punt. So you know he's got that ability to move, but oftentimes it's usually a running back, a fullback, someone who's used to having the ball in their hands, and he's able to pick up the first down.
Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Let's go, D. Mark 55. Mark 55.
Here's the 2nd and 7. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a first down. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down. And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively.
Watch the run. Watch the run. That's south, baby. That's big south. Check out, Bree.
Bravo. Get it.
He'll drop to throw. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
So here we go. The offense is going to stay out there. They're going for it on 4th and 8.
Hey, dude.
Out of the gun. They'll look to throw. And it's caught. Touchdown. from 17 yards out. And now they can recapture the lead if they can make the PAT. Seibert on for the PAT. And that one puts them on top here in the third.
Next to score, Diablos 14, Celtics Tigers 13.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. To throw, Vic. That's out to Chubb, complete. 7 yards on the play, and that's going to bring up a third down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Come on, set. 60 out,
On third down, Hines. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. 17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue. He's obviously a bit of a shorter running back. Sometimes when he goes up the middle like that, he gets lost in there, and then he pops out for 10, 20 yards.
I actually asked NFL linebackers if that was true. Do you actually lose sight of some of the smaller running backs? And all of them confirmed that that can be a problem. Think of it this way. 2 of the top running backs in NFL history, Emmitt Smith, Barry Sanders, both 5'10".
Set, ready. 18 Gator, 18 Gator. Echo, echo. Tiny's on the Ringo.
Hey, we got 3.
On 2nd and 12, Vic. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 30. And the return stops at the 39-yard line.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. 2nd and 13. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A first down there on a pickup of 25. Welcome back now to the Emerald Isle. This one's still anybody's ball game. It's a 1-point difference here as we begin the 4th quarter of play. This quarterback now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. They'll look to throw here. Going to throw right side here. Complete. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. That's back-to-back plays of over 20 yards.
First down, Mexico City.
Come on,
Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. They'll run on first down. Hunt. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll run again with Hunt. And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things. But the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
The offense on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 7.
Mike, 55. Right there in the middle, 55. We got it. Ready?
They'll set up to throw. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Boy, you will not see a quarterback of his caliber miss on one like that very often. I mean, there it is, wide open, got the shot, and he misfires.
We talk about, boy, he'll want that one back all the time. He definitely wants that one back. And here's a big one now. Try to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
Hey, 7. Hey, go.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And it's caught. Touchdown. An 11-yard touchdown. And his guys are going to add on to their lead. Here's Seibert now to add the extra point. And with that, the lead is up to 8.
Makes the score Diablos 21, Celtic Tigers 13.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
Fair catch, made it at 25.
Get ready, get ready, get
They'll
ready.
take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious? And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off at about the 31. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Oh, that's about as tough as they come. You're driving to try to put the ball in the end zone and tie the game, and that happens.
It's exciting for us, wasn't it? Because we were thinking, hey, we might be headed towards overtime. Instead, it looks like this one may very well be done. And guess what? If you're a fantasy owner and you have that defense, you just had a big, big game, didn't you?
Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25.
At their own 25-yard line.
Here we go.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And fresh off the pick 6, they've got to forget about that quickly.
In this case now, the guy throwing the ball, he's got to be like what we talk about with defensive backs who get beat for a long touchdown. Short-term memory, right back out there doing the things that he does best, and knowing that taking care of the ball is paramount. Here's his opportunity.
It all comes back to those defensive backs for the former DB, right?
I don't know where that comes from. It just kind of emerges out of me for some reason.
It's deep in there, right? Yeah. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. And maybe the wrong read there as he's going to go down immediately. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
I don't think there's any doubt that if it's me, I'd be really cautious about continuing to call this play because you got to know, defenders, if they get a free shot at the QB, they want to take it, and they want to take it big.
And they got it there on the option play for a loss. Well, he cannot get away. Down goes Vic. Josh Allen drops him for a loss of 10, and it's going to be 4th and long.
We've watched this a long time, and I still don't believe we get it. 3rd and long, why are you calling play action?
Yeah, because they're not going to bite defensively, right?
No, not at all. I did have a coach explain to me years ago that for some teams, that's how they have to deal with pass protection and their line blocking. But to me, it seems silly.
Yeah, well, they're silly, and it leads to a play action sack. Now they go for it on 4th, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. Adam Gase rolls the dice. It doesn't pan out. And now, goodness, possession's going to go over right at the 10-yard line.
Here we go. Change you, sir. Pretty quiet, team. We're pretty quiet. Defense.
They go play action here on 1st down. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. 4 yards on the pickup, and that'll make this a 2nd down.
At the 6-yard line.
Ready? 90 Wolf. Mike 58 right there. That's a run. They're running it. Snap.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. A great play there. His first touchdown of the new season. And his guys find a way to stretch that lead. Extra point by Seibert up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
We got this.
His guys take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned into 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
The throw on 2nd down from Vic, incomplete. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
This offense on 3rd down today, they've had good success, 5 for 8 to this point. This is 3rd and 4. From the gun, Vic. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Josh Allen picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Here's Michael Pilardi now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. Fielded just inside the 30. 51 yards on the punt there. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They've really distanced themselves. They have put the pedal to the metal, I guess, so to speak.
So definitely have them in the rearview mirror, don't they? I mean, you're exactly right. Being able to string together these drives that end up in points, it's almost like a run in basketball to create that distance, and they're on a really big-time one right now.
It becomes contagious, doesn't it?
It absolutely does, because oftentimes it translates to your defense as well, because they're excited about getting the ball back for their offense that's playing so well.
Well, they are clicking right now. They'll look to throw now on first down. Wide open receiver complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A good pickup there of 20 yards. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. So it's our visitors with a football as we get you reset. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get it. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 14. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time. But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. This is Hines. And he'll get this one up to about his 14. Just a yard there, so it brings up a tough 3rd and 12.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Ready, set, hold on. Line 50. Get him, get him, get him.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Hines. And he will not make it to that imaginary yellow line as they get him to the ground at about the 23. Give him 9 on the carry, but it's not enough. And it'll be 4th down.
It's 4th down.
Now, the offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. One last shot for Michael Vick. He's going to let it fly. And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. Umpire threw the flag, usually always indicates holding, and that's what we've got.
And you know, depending on their positioning, where you are on the field, the umpires get different responsibilities, but always, always making sure no one's holding.
So this crowd will not go home happy. It's a victory for our visitors, and they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half that put this one on ice.
So you get the sense that whatever was said at halftime obviously hit home. I think it's a little bit more than that, though. Obviously, there are words that are said, and, hey, come on, guys, we have to play better. But sometimes it's just sharpening your execution, sharpening your focus, and maybe doing the things you practiced all week without major adjustments, just doing them better. And that got it done in this one.
So for our visitors, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And now they'll face the prospect of a long, albeit happy flight across the Atlantic. Meanwhile, for Dublin, the early struggles continue as they'll sink to 0-3. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.